What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how is it going?
Very relaxed this evening, Connor. Having a nice chill time of things while we record the podcast.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people might not know this, Shaun, but you are
most people in the world.
You are, I would say, very good under pressure. And what you're good at is when your microphone accidentally mutes itself and you panic for 25 minutes and our recording has to be pushed back.
I would say 35 minutes, personally. But no, you're entirely right. So basically, I learned that my microphone has a mute button. And I was like, oh, that would be really handy if I need to
we were like kids at Christmas. Because I said, I have one too. Let's try it out.
Let's both mute our mics together. And so I did. And then it would never unmute. And so I had to take the casing off of the microphone.
There's people listening, by the way, that are like, finally, you'll never be unmuted.
Very one-sided conversation for you, though. But I have to take apart the case of the microphone and then pull the button out manually. So I'm just never going to press that button again, I don't think.
And people can't understand the stress. And I was sitting here on Twitter being like, it'll be grand, we'll figure it out.
I know, I was running around the house. I hit it with a mallet at one point.
You hit against your knee, which is a very old school Irish dad way of solving most problems.
The old rapid repair, just give it a swift tap and just see if that knocks something loose or not.
Your kneecap no longer working. So Shaun,
it never was, Connor, let's be honest.
It's true. So Shaun, this is Movie Mondays. We've had a bit of news. Now next week, of course, is the massive release of a little movie known as Spider-Man. Now,
I would like to update everyone. I managed to pre-book tickets for that. So
you did not. Good
I'm
stuff.
going to see it on Wednesday, 7:30.
What date is Wednesday? The 15th.
2 days from now.
Release day.
Release day, yeah, I'm seeing it on release day. We got 2 seats.
Jesus, well, for some, I have 18th. You're gonna 3 days of spoilers you're gonna have on me.
What's there to spoil at this point?
You're never gonna believe who's in it. So, Shaun, we're gonna get straight into the news this week just because that one movie's coming out doesn't mean there aren't other movies. There are other movies other than the Marvel movies, Shaun. You little bitch. You monopoly.
Wow. I felt like you were going to say weirdo at one point.
I was going to say, I felt aggression, but I didn't need it. So when you can just say
I'm
anything.
Sorry about the microphone thing.
Yeah, no, right? Well, it's fine. I get emotionally invested in microphones.
Well, I don't.
Yeah. I like how people are like, geez, he's very aggressive off mic. He must be.
It's very strange. You wouldn't believe what he says to you.
Just not. So, Shaun, we're starting this week with a bit of news on The Batman. Now, we're going to start because this news really caught my eye because there are rumours coming out, reports coming out, Shaun, that there are 2 alternate cuts of The Batman. And these Warner Brothers, or DC, are yet to choose which cut they will use. Now, the difference between the 2 cuts, major difference, is one actor. They have not mentioned who the actor is, but it could be the inclusion or the exclusion of one particular character.
It's Barry
actor.
Keoghan.
It's Barry Keoghan, the Joker.
It's absolutely Barry Keoghan's the Joker. That's I mean, come on, guys.
What do you think I'm starting with?
Why would Connor bring up a story on this show if it didn't have any kind of a link to famed Irish actor Barry Keoghan?
I to be honest, I don't want to talk about the Batman at all until it comes out because that's like No Way Home levels of cannot wait to see it. But
yeah,
if it's about Barry Keoghan, patron said to the podcast, greatest eternal druid of all time, then we as Irishmen have got to cover the fact, one, Barry Keoghan is rumoured to be the Joker, and I love the fact that the rumour has now gone one step further to be like, he's definitely the actor in the one cut that they're choosing whether they put in or they leave out.
What do you think is the reasoning behind maybe leaving that cut out? As in they want to save it for a future movie? Or they don't want to go the Joker route with the whole universe.
I think it might be as simple as this test screenings are going up to see if people are ready for another Joker. I mean, how many Jokers have we had even in the last 10 years?
Probably...
No, that's the last 10. Let's go last 13.
A lot. We've had a lot of Jokers.
Three cinema Jokers?
Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, and Joaquin
That's just
Phoenix.
over one every 4 years.
Sounds like a lot when we've had, like, Iron Man has been the same Iron Man for 13 years.
Yes.
Like, when you put it that way, it's very strange. But I like the alternate cuts thing, because it implies the film works with or without him. You know? So, like, he's not the main focus, because I don't think he should be.
He could just be a different... Or he could just pop up at the end. It could be something as simple as there's a whole end sequence that he is in, or a completely side story where Barry Keoghan, who is meant to be playing a police officer, Stanley Merkel, and he's meant to be playing that, but there's speculation that he's secretly playing the Joker.
That's the thing, because like think of the name, right? You got Stanley first of all, so that's
yeah,
Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci, yeah, he's a Joker.
Yeah, he's a bit of a joker, bit of a comedic actor, and then
Angela Merkel,
former German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Yeah.
Famed comedian.
Famed for the love of comedy in the job, actually. Yeah.
Like Stanley Tucci and Angela Merkel.
Look, if you were going to create a comedic character,
but
then, sorry, a clown-based character, wouldn't you give him the name that's the exact opposite of a clown to throw someone off?
Exactly.
So,
now, some might say this podcast has gone off the rails in terms of rumours. I would just say there's difference. There's rumours and speculation that other podcasts do. We strictly do Barry Keoghan rumours.
Oh, we're not doing rumours about any other movie or any other actor.
We're not commenting on one thing that Tom Holland has accidentally said in a press junket this week because he's very tired and he's done 57 interviews that day. And they're like, what did he mean?
That much. No, it's just everything he says gets reported on.
Yes, so much.
Sorry, this is a by the by, but there's a thing. They did the three of them did a viewing of the trailer.
Yes.
Without showing the audience the trailer.
He said, where's that?
Yes, there's that. And then at one point, Tom Holland grabs touches Zendaya's arm. And everyone's like, that means she's dead. She's definitely dead in this film. I'm like, they're going out. Like.
I mean, it could just be they enjoy each other's company and they're like, oh man, did you see that? That looks cool. Because the day that they were on set was probably just a man walking around in a green suit, whoever it was.
They might not have been on set together. Like, it's all green screen.
We're getting into speculation.
It's basically an animation at this point, is all I'm saying. But
I love the fact that, like,
Barry Keoghan.
Interview 57, they're just like, Tom, Sinister Six, are they in this movie? Are they in this movie, Tom? Tom, go on. What about Spider-Man 5?
Go on.
Spider-Man 6? What's going on there? Go on.
Do you hate Kevin Feige?
Just tell us if you hate Kevin Feige. Your contract's finished. Yeah, you're finished.
Tell us how much
you're finished.
You're finished. You're done. You've got that Uncharted money now, Tom. Tell us about Kevin Feige.
And like, you'd be so tired. You'd just be like, yeah. I mean,
you'd be wrecked.
Yeah,
but you're answering the same questions all day, every day.
But what we're not. Well, I don't want to comment any of that, but Barry Keoghan being the Joker has not been commented by anybody. It's confirmed. I feel like he is the greatest Joker of all time. I don't want to come strong on that, but Mark Hamill is shaking in his boots.
But look, the evidence stacks up. So, number one, it's the Joker, popular character. Number two, it's Barry Keoghan, best actor in the world. So, fucking, it's
like asking money.
It's like getting Daniel Day-Lewis to play Doctor Strange. Like, that would be wild, Actually, good casting.
Do you think that the two cuts, I mean, it could be as simple as one is darker than the other, one is R-rated and one isn't, because they are coming out saying this is like the most horror-based Batman movie, so they've probably test screened it, and they're like, do you enjoy Batman being darker or being slightly more PG-13?
See, it's kind of, it's like, it reminds me a bit of like, you remember Death in the Family, where there were two versions of that comic, one where Jason Todd lived and one where he survived.
Yeah.
I like to think it's the same balance at the minute, but whether Barry Keoghan is propelled into Jokerhood.
Do we have to vote?
I think we have to ring in. We have to call DC Comics and vote. There's two like old school film reels. And one of them.
For me and you, just keep ringing, but with different voices. Just like...
Hello, my name is Guy Incognito.
It's the Family Guy thing where it's Peter Griffin, but he says his name, but he's like looking around and he sees like a griffin. It's like P, and he looks at a P on a plate. Tier Griffin. Damn it. So yes, there are two versions of the Batman movie. I just wanted to start off with that because we could talk about Barry. But now we have to get into our trailer talk, Shaun, because there was actually a trailer that came out this week for a little movie that I know you're excited for, because you said to me the last one in this series was your favourite movie of the last decade.
Oh,
and
June. Yeah, I'm really excited to talk
of
about.
course.
Is there a trailer for June?
June 2, yeah, it's coming out this week.
June.
They're releasing it December 16th. Some said poor strategy. They said no, let's do it.
In before Tom.
So we have a Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore teaser trailer that has come out, Shaun, and it offers us our first glimpse of Mr. Mads Mikkelsen playing Grindelwald.
Yeah, the main thing I thought when watching this trailer was, God, I wish Mads Mikkelsen had been in the role from the start.
I mean, no, nothing against Mr. Depp, but Mads is built for that role, is he not?
Yeah. Like, the thing about... Okay, I was a very big Harry Potter fan back in the day.
Yeah.
I've mostly phased it out of my life now, but all of the information still remains. So, Grindelwald is meant to be this charming, eccentric dude. Not like the weird, looks like a psychopath man that Johnny Depp played him as. He's
meant to be like charming wizard Hitler mixed Magneto mix kind of thing.
He's meant to be like, it's like a cult of personality around him. But he's just weird in the first two Fantastic Beasts movies.
And like, the second one, by the way, trash. Just pure trash.
Absolute dog shit film. Like on a base level of film, that's terrible.
Like the first one came out, I was like, that's fine. I mean,
that's pretty good.
I like Harry Potter. That's pretty decent. I wouldn't really watch it every year, but it's fine. And it's a nice addition. I like how the first one is like, it's like, you watch him and he's going around and there's different beasts and there's like problems going along in the background. And then the second one is like, Hitler is here. We're all going to die.
I'm like, whoa. End, boys. Like the first one has a really good cast. It's a new time in a universe that we've seen develop. And it's like characters we've heard about but not seen. So all of that is interesting. But then the second one is just a by-the-numbers adventure movie. And then this one looks from the trailer better than the second one, at least I would say.
I will say that this one has probably gone more so, has tried to go backwards. I think the second one is like real not in this direction. And I feel like they know that. And now they're kind of like, yeah, but look at the fun. We got some fun.
Because I think the first one feels like a quote-unquote Harry Potter movie. But the second one doesn't have that. Ironically, it doesn't have that little spark of magic that makes it the Harry Potter world. Yeah, I thought it was good myself. And so this third one, it looks to be more in line with the first Fantastic Beasts movie and like the first 5 Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, I think... My question is, having seen this trailer, and just as an overview, do you feel like people care, one? And do you think this will get us back on track? Because, or is it too far gone?
I don't know, because they committed to 5 films on this.
Yeah, they went balls to the wall. We're doing 5.
Before the first one came out, they said, no, we're doing 5 of these.
Yeah.
I don't know if not even that the interest is there, but I don't think the good faith is there. Because I think even fans of the universe weren't thrilled with the second Fantastic Beasts movie. And I wonder how much of that movie is going to carry over into this one. Because, like, yeah, things happened. Like, Wizard Hitler came back.
Poor.
But I feel like you could just kind of sum it up in 15 minutes at the start of part 3.
Yeah.
And then just tell a new story.
And also, I mean, having seen the trailer, it's a ragtag group going up against what really.
Oh, and they spell that out.
Oh, fully. Like they put the whole ragtag team and all the descriptions up there, so now you have to know. But it really strikes me how similar to Zack Snyder's Justice League this is. Sorry, Joss Whedon's Justice League, probably more so in terms of they have a ragtag group, right, and they're all fine, and then they have Dumbledore. Now,
yeah,
if you've a
greatest
big bad,
living wizard of all time,
if you've a big bad and you've got a ragtag team and Superman, who's doing the heavy lifting is my question. Dumbledore's looking around, lads, do you need to be here?
Because there's no threat, but I don't think Dumbledore is going on the mission.
Which is pointless, because he's the best. Just say it him.
But and you're going to love this, in the Harry Potter canon,
good.
Dumbledore and Grindelwald were in like a bit of a relationship in their youth.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't want to face Grindelwald again.
So let's send the kids to die. Good thinking.
Because here's the thing, send the kids to die. That's Dumbledore's whole fucking
that's
MO.
His whole,
let's be honest.
Let's get the kids to die, it'll be a laugh.
But, like, it's said in the books that, like, the battle between Dumbledore and Grindelwald was the greatest wizarding battle of all time.
Tough to live
You're
with.
not pulling that out in the third film, I don't think.
But I love that they have to keep writing around it, because they're like, they've committed to 5. Because logically, in any world, if you were like, oh, my ex-boyfriend's turned into Hitler, and I'm the only one that can stop him. Quick, kids, attack!
Yeah, like, no, take some time off from your studies.
I'll stay here and tell ye how ye should have won when ye all come back in bits.
I will say, I like Jude Law as a younger Dumbledore.
Yeah, he's a charming man.
Yeah, and he was good in the second one as well. But he's Jude Law, so like he's pretty well established as a good actor.
What do you think of Eddie Redmayne?
I really liked him in the first one. And now I feel like they're not using Eddie Redmayne to his full potential.
I think he was probably a lot bigger when the first one came out. Like, he was a lot more...
Yeah.
Weirdly, like, I think he was like the new thing in Hollywood. Like Jennifer Lawrence for a few years. Where they were like, let's have him in everything. Let's have her in everything.
Yeah, and I feel like... Do you know in... when Age of Ultron came out, and people were like, it copies a lot of beats from the Avengers. I feel like this might copy a lot of beats from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Because you know that bit where they're like walking along the wall like crabs?
Yeah.
It's very similar to that scene in the zoo where he had to dance for the fucking hippo thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I think this is definitely they panicked after the second one and they're like, okay, well, what worked with the first one? Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's backpedal into that and just make a successful movie. The other one came out pre-Global Bastard, didn't it?
Oh, well before, yeah.
Yeah?
It's like 2019? Yeah, like October-ish? I think February. I thought February 2019. Yeah.
By God.
Maybe.
It's meaningless, isn't it?
Maybe. I'm not... Look, don't hold me to that. I actually don't know. But I thought it was definitely 2019. It's definitely pre. But my main question was, is this trailer going to get people back in? Are we back in, or are we still very meh on the whole thing? Because to me...
I'm quite meh on it.
I agree, because my vibe is Hawkeye episode 1 for this.
I mean, look, and I will say, I'm watching Hawkeye. I'm having a fun time with it.
It's grand, but my energy levels for episode 1 were obviously different from episode 4.
This is true, and my energy levels for episode 1 of Hawkeye compared to episode 1 of Loki, very different, I would say.
Yeah.
So this is like if it was just Hawkeye, but it was just Jeremy Renner going about his day. That's about how excited I am for this film.
Real excited. That's another level of excitement. So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I've got reports involving Star Wars. Now, we heard a report a little while ago, was that Lucasfilm had indefinitely delayed Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which was going to be directed by Patty Jenkins, due to creative differences. But now, we have a new report that Jenkins is still attached as director and is still sticking to its original 2023 release date. Basically meaning that it's kind of back on track.
Okay.
Now, this could be because Jenkins was also down to do Cleopatra for Paramount. And what's happened is, in the last week, she has stepped away from Cleopatra and has stated that she needed more time to do Rogue Squadron and the next Wonder Woman film. So she stepped away from the project, and suddenly Rogue Squadron is now back on the table, meaning she probably has more time to settle the creative differences that have arisen with Lucasfilm.
I mean, that's encouraging, because it shows, like, no, this is a project I want to see through, and I want it to succeed. She's willing to give up work for that. So that's a good sign. Whether I would watch, because I wouldn't watch a Cleopatra film, I don't think. So,
can I tell you who's involved now?
In Rogue Squadron?
In Cleopatra.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Carrie Scogland is going to be doing it. So Carrie Scogland, who directed The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all 6 episodes. So she is now going to be doing Cleopatra. Gal Gadot is also playing Cleopatra. So that's kind of why Patty Jenkins was originally involved.
Right.
So that project is still going on over at Paramount, but now we've got more time for Patty Jenkins to come across the Rogue Squadron. So we're back on, Shaun. The squad is back together.
That's good. I'm excited for Rogue Squadron. I think that'll be a good project. But I don't know how accurate, how reputable the source was for, there's creative differences between... Yeah,
I'm assuming she probably... There's just a lot of projects she was working on. I mean, there probably is, in terms of they have the script and they're going through it and they're like, well, we want this. And she thinks, well, I don't really feel like doing that. There's always that. Every movie, there's always that.
There's probably so many things she's set to work on that haven't even been announced yet. I think when you hear about, James Gunn, especially Taika Waititi as well, I think as soon as they're attached to a project, it just gets announced immediately to build hype.
Because the hype is there, because you have a name. It's all about getting the name in. What really excites me about this is Patty Jenkins joining back up. That means we're back on for an original Star Wars story, Shaun.
You shut your mouth now, Conor.
Listen to me. They're going to do a story that is original and doesn't involve any Skywalkers. I know. I know you're looking at me here like that's a terrible idea.
I don't think it'll work, buddy. I don't think... You can have your little fun, but I don't think it'll work.
But what if it did? Imagine this came out and it was good.
Wouldn't that be great? Because that would be the first mainline Star Wars movie that would be successful and liked. I think that isn't in recent times, that isn't part or associated with any existing Star Wars movie. That's a really back-arse way of saying it's not episodes 8 and 9.
What's interesting about it is, though, I think the hype was a lot bigger before Wonder Woman 84. And since that has come out, I think the hype has died down a little bit, because they obviously announced her before that was released.
Yes.
And that was to a lot of middling reception of, this is fine. Definitely not as good as the first one.
Yeah, but the first one was really good, though.
The first one's excellent.
If the first Rogue Squadron is excellent, I will not complain about that.
My question to you is, we've got an original Star Wars movie. We now have a talented director back on. Will they fuck this up?
Oh, undoubtedly.
It's never in question, because we're excited that this could be good.
Okay, how much do you bet, right? I don't know when Rogue Squadron is set.
Okay.
I believe it's around the time of A New Hope. Do they get Alden Ehrenreich, or God forbid, do they get Harrison Ford back in for this?
Harrison's not coming back. There's never. Harrison is done. You are not getting him on that press tour. Fuck that.
But I could see Luke, like, there is an executive at Lucasfilm pushing to be like, no, we need somebody from the original. Yeah, we need someone to link it in with the wider universe. It's like, no, you don't, honestly. But I would like to see Alden back in. We haven't heard from Alden in a while.
Let's bring him back. I mean, it doesn't have to all rely on his shoulders. He could just be part of the team.
Yeah, like, just bring him in and just remind people that he exists, I would say.
I mean, in the last few years, I thought Jenkins would have been the latest of, like, a long list of big names that have been attached and then not attached. Like, going back, Josh Trank. Do you remember he was doing a movie?
Yeah.
Like,
Lord and Miller, they
Lord and Miller, Colin Trevorrow, Ryan Johnson, his trilogy's on and then off and now on.
That's apparently still happening, that Ryan
still
Johnson
happening
thing.
And then Benioff and DB Weiss are also there.
They fucked up Game of Thrones to make Star Wars.
And then they left Star Wars.
Or Star Wars left them because they fucked up Game of Thrones.
So I think this, I wouldn't be surprised if another few months from now they're like, Jenkins is out, we're getting somebody else in. But for now, we're still on tenterhooks. Original Star Wars idea, still in there. It's just hanging on.
Yeah, it feels like you're at a kid at, like, your friend's house, and your friend's parents are just about to fight, but they're holding back.
They're being nice.
Like, they're being nice because they have company. But, like, I just feel like, eventually, someone's going to order the wrong Chinese takeaway, and then, my God, Shaun has to leave early.
I didn't want rice, Trevor. I didn't.
Then why did we order Japanese food?
You know, I hate this food. Are you okay, Shaun?
I'd like to go home, please.
Yeah, they're just darts across the table. We're playing it cool. That's always the most awkward. Remember being a kid being like, it's going to kick off.
But also, do you remember being a kid and, like, say you're at your friend's house and they wanted you to stay over? It's like you would ask as the guest.
Yeah, because they can't say no to you.
Yeah, they can't say no. You can't get in trouble. Like there's no risk. The worst they can say is, "No, I'm sorry." But best they can say is, "Yeah, go on," and then you're playing PlayStation 2 all night.
You know what? I'll tell you something though. I'm proud of you for pretending that you had friends. I'm really proud.
Thanks, bud. I did a lot of research for that role.
Yeah, did you read that somewhere, didn't you? That whole little story?
Yeah,
it was like
I watched The Breakfast Club and then just stared into a strobe light for 45 minutes, and then that came to me.
I've got it! This is how people react in 2002. So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and this involves... I wouldn't have thrown this in. Very similar to the Barry Keoghan news, other than the fact of who's involved. And that is...
not Barry Keoghan news, then.
Not Barry Keoghan news. Our other major news outlet, because... Here's the thing, Shaun.
I didn't say it in the Barry Keoghan section, if I can just pipe up for a sec. We could very well get an Irish Joker in this. Wouldn't that be something?
Don't talk to me. Aren't we all Jokers, Shaun? Aren't we all?
Aren't we all a bit?
Usher, it's the natural.
A bit roguish ourselves.
I love when we talk about Barry, our accents get thicker. Like, he's one of us.
What do you mean, Connor?
It's like you're supporting a home team. Like, he's never going to win, but we're up for Barry. We just want Barry to win all the Oscars. If he ever wins an Oscar, we have to stop doing the show. We've peaked.
No, if. It's when. When Barry wins an Oscar
next year, of course,
as
for
the
Joker. For Joker. Shaun, there's a lot of, obviously, press talk going on right now about multiverses. about
course.
madness. They've been talking to
Yes.
Benedict. They've been talking to Tom. They've been talking to Zendaya. They've been talking to Jacob. They've got all these people to talk to. But there was one person they haven't been able to chat to, and finally we've heard from the man himself, Shaun. Because I was wondering, what's going on with Leto? And you know what? We finally found out, because Jared Leto, he's seen all these other people, the patron saint of the pod, other than Barry, Jared Leto. They're like both sides, they're like the angel and the devil.
I was going to say, if there was an angel and a devil on either of our shoulders, Barry would be the angel and Jared would be the devil.
So, Jared, he sees all these people getting press. Jared's not about that, letting other... Like, we live in a society, Shaun, right?
Do we now?
And so...
That's a very interesting take that I've not heard before.
Thank you. So, Jared Leto has teased the multiverse of madness for Morbius and a possible arrival of the Sinister Six.
Is he just making work for himself at this point?
Jared's out there. I enjoy the hustle. I respect it.
Oh, we're going to do a broker back mountain, actually. It's going to be, you're not going to believe it, lads.
It's going to be absolutely unreal.
He wasn't in Brokeback, he was in Dallas Buyers Club, but I just saw a cowboy hat.
To me, it took me that he's just replacing Heath Ledger in all his performances. It's Brokerback Mountain.
10 things I hate even more about you.
An even bigger Knight's Tale. This one's real long.
So Jared is just like, what did he say? We could do Morbius but Spider-Man?
In the film version of Morbius that we're bringing to you now, he's also part of a much larger universe. If you've seen the last Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, you know the multiverse has officially opened. And there's all kinds of opportunities for villains to meet up, thrive, and maybe even nurture their more sinister intent, Shaun. That's all I'm gonna say for right now, he says.
Sinister, boys.
And if there was more than 5, but less than 7 of them.
See, just statistic, like, not even statistic, but like, looking at the facts, it's fucked, because Morbius is confirmed connected to Tom Hardy's Venom.
And Venom is confirmed connected to No Way Home.
Yes.
From the end of Venom.
Yes, to Tom Holland, yeah. Look, we assume you've seen it by now. It's out there.
There's an after-credit scene of Venom 2 where Tom Holland is on the screen.
Yeah, it's been spoiled on all of us. It was... God, Sony is terrible at this. But, so Morbius is connected to Venom, who's connected to Spider-Man. So does that mean that Morbius could show up with Spider-Man independent of Venom? Or is Venom the only one able to cross the multiverse?
I think
that
Jared,
would be weirder.
Jared is fully thinking he can become Spider-Man.
I don't want that.
Look, I respect Jared's hustle, okay? I've said it before. Jared, he's out here making work, as you said. He's seen all this press. And Jared's not going to sit around sitting on Morbius. Nobody gives a shit about Morbius. He's like, guys, Morbius could also be a bit sinister. If you know what I mean, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Am I in the movie?
Morbius isn't generally in the Sinister Six.
No, not normally. But Jared doesn't care.
But surely he'd want to play into the anti-hero and be friends with Spider-Man. Like, that's generally how Morbius falls in the comic world.
Do you know what? Anyone else says this, and it's not news. If Michael Keaton says this, we don't care. It's just like, okay, fine. But it's just because Jared has seen the opportunity, and it's just like, oh, you know what? Morbius. He could thrive over there. If you give him a chance, there's a multiverse.
It's like he's designing his own SEO searches. Like because now if you search Jared Leto, No Way Home, it'll bring up this interview that he gave.
If nobody knows why we don't like Jared, we're not going to get into it. There's hundreds of episodes.
Literally, I think there was a time where about 12 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
it was Jared Leto
because we had Jared Leto news, and we had we had the jingle that we just made up on every week.
Every week it was different on the spot. It was a classic move. So because this was We talked about him, I think, during the whole, like, sending condoms and rats and pigs to people.
Yeah.
And then we decided that... Because then we learned that for Blade Runner, was it? He blinded himself?
He made himself blind.
He made himself blind and just made one intern's life real difficult for 8 months.
This man who can clearly see makes himself blind, and then they have to hire an intern to walk him around set.
See, what I like is that, like, we will complain about that about Jared, but Charlie Cox did the exact same thing, and we're like, God, he's such a good actor.
Oh, he's so deep, man. He's so deep.
Really
Fuck
commits
me.
to the role.
My favourite is any actors you see on, like, Inside the Actor Studio, and they're just like, how did you get into this role? I don't know, I just read the words and then I just acted. And they're like, fuck,
Yeah.
that's really good.
Like, that's the thing, because the director hired you based off of your previous work, so, like, you can probably just channel some of that, I suppose.
So Jared, I feel like, to me, he's never recovered from sending used condoms to any of his co-workers, just due to the fact, the simple thing, that if anybody in any other workplace sent used condoms to anybody in their workplace, I would not want to talk to them forever.
I think you get the police called on you at that point.
I think you get arrested.
You certainly lose your job, like.
Absolutely. If somebody, imagine if you're working in retail at Christmas and like you come in for your shift, you're tired. And, I have a parcel here for Tom from upstairs. Tom has sent me used condoms and dead rats. That's...
I don't like Tom, I don't think.
That's... to be honest, that's kind of strange.
I mean, look, Connor, Christmas gift exchange for us next week.
Yeah,
so
Secret Santa.
Get ready.
Morbius, I should say. He could be appearing in... If he turns up in No Way Home, how are you going to feel?
I will be livid, honestly. Like, if he shows up and fucking Tom Hardy's Venom doesn't, I will be shocked. I think I just because I'm so in such a bad relationship with No Way Home at the minute that, like, just to be surprised.
You hate it, but you love it.
Yeah, I really hate that I know so much about it going in. But if I was surprised, like, even if it is Morbius, but I'm surprised, I don't care. That's amazing.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news, Shaun, and this involves Ant-Man 3.
Quantum Mania.
Now, if anyone doesn't know, that movie is very linked to all the Doctor Strange stuff, all the No Way Home stuff. They're like the triple bill that they're doing at the minute. And a rumour has claimed, we have a new rumour for Ant-Man 3, Shaun, that claims a past villain will return as, and I'm going to mispronounce this, MODOK? Is that as...
MODOK.
MODOK. So this is, of course, another Marvel theory, but it's the fact that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania will have the possible appearance of the supervillain MODOK. Now, there have been several rumours flying around regarding the character's role, but the latest report has stated that they could actually bringing back Darren Cross from Ant-Man 1 to play the floating, to play the character in the floating chair.
I mean, that's really interesting because he played Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man movie.
Yes,
who's basically just a man with the powers of Ant-Man.
It's just Ant-Man but yellow.
Ant-Man but yellow, exactly. Very cool outfit. But that's a cool way of bringing back a villain who they basically killed off. Because he's a good actor as well.
But I'm confused how they bring him back as a different character. I don't understand. Who is MODOK? What is this?
So in the comics, MODOK was like a working class dude who worked for AIM, which is Advanced Idea Mechanics. It's one of those corporations in the Marvel universe that just get up to shady shit, basically. But they did experiments on him to, like, improve his intelligence, and he became MODOK, which is a mechanized organism designed only for killing. Yeah, and he's a big head in a chair. Okay. He's just a big old face in a big old chair, little tiny legs and arms. His brain is so big that he needs a big chair to get around.
How does he do the killing if he's got very little arms and legs?
He does have psychic powers, I believe.
Okay.
He has things in his chair that will also kill. He's absolutely busted, to be honest. Like, he has mind control and telepathy and a big chair. He also can control a bunch of robots with his mind and then command the robots to attack. I thought I did a Hero Zero on MODOK at one point. I messaged you about this earlier, but apparently I didn't. But I just have one like ready to go.
Yeah, apparently, it's just in your brain. That's quite impressive.
He's really cool. There was one time, it says this is dumb as fuck, but in West Coast Avengers, which is like out in California, MODOK got transported into a regular human body, and he was called Brodock because he was like this surfer dude.
Comics are dumb.
Comics are so dumb.
When they came up with that, they fucking high-fived. What we call him? Fucking, I don't know, Brodock? Yes!
Yeah,
yes,
that's
Stanley.
Good. That's good. Just very quickly, for people that don't listen to Hero Zero, Marvel has a 1 to 7 rating system of
Don't ask
how
why it's
powerful
7.
characters are.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Why is it 7? No one knows.
Just do 10.
You just do 10. It's easier to round. But MODOK is an intelligence of 6, a strength of 5, speed of 7, durability of 5, energy projection of 6, and then fighting skills of 1.
Fuck off.
Yeah, in a punch out, useless.
Yeah.
But like in most other aspects, he's
but
like,
you probably don't get close enough to him to punch him.
Exactly. He's more behind the scenes, or he's controlling a vast robot army. Because the last time we saw Darren Cross, he was shrunk to subatomic levels.
He was in the quantum realm.
He's in the quantum realm, so presumably he just went mad in there, and then I don't know, it like got mutated in there or something like that.
I mean, yeah, he was kind of crushed or mysterious. Yeah. Like, they could do like an exposure thing. Like, he's been exposed to that realm for too long.
That's true. Yeah, like he was in a state where he could never die, but he basically evolved for 1 billion years. And then he just comes back, and this is what he evolved to. Like, he's all mind based now.
Fucking hell. I mean, I suppose the reason why they're doing that, is it just because they like the actor? Corey Stoll is the actor's name. I mean, he was very good. It's very strange to bring someone back. Would you not recast it? There were rumours that they were going to make Jim Carrey MODOK, but I think that's been debunked since.
I think that's a fan thing of just like, he's a good face. There's a MODOK animated show, and it's like an office comedy kind of thing on Disney Plus. But Patton Oswalt voices MODOK.
I mean,
and it's really good.
And that gives off heavy Harley Quinn show vibes for like King Shark.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a very similar kind of show, but it's all claymation. Like, it looks like Adult Swim kind of thing.
Right. So how, in my question to you then is, you have MODOK, who's this ultimate killing machine. He comes back. How on God's green earth does Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, or Evangeline Lilly and the Wasp survive, is my question.
I mean, like, it doesn't have to be an all-out fight, I would say. Because the first Ant-Man is ostensibly like a heist movie.
Also, Kang is confirmed as the main villain of the film.
Yeah. So I think that could be like a Thanos and Ronan situation, where like Kang saves Darren Cross from the quantum realm, and in exchange, maybe he makes him into the big head, smart head boy. But he has to serve Kang basically for that. Also, it'll look class if the MODOK chair is like made of patched together bits from the Yellow Jacket suit. That's gonna look really, really cool.
Oh, I can see that. And like, you can see the scene where he's like, "Is that you?" Like, what has become of you? He's like, I've been in the quantum realm for 1 billion years.
Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to have it that like there's someone shady behind the scenes planning things, looking at television screens, and it's going to be, you're just going to see the back of a chair, and then Paul Rudd's going to rock up, and then the chair's going to spin around, and it's Darren Cross's face on a big chair body. And it's just like, what happened to you?
Now, is he shaped like Krang?
Very like Krang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my head, when you say brain, that's where my head goes to. That's where my brain goes to.
No, yeah, like MODOK is mostly face, partly terrible haircut, and very little arms and legs.
He has a haircut on a brain.
He has like a bowl cut, yeah. It's very strange.
I mean, is there anything more evil than being a brain and you still get time to have a bowl cut? Who's cutting that?
Who's asking for a bowl cut if you have all the knowledge in the universe?
There's lads that are after going bald at 25, and this lad's a brain, and he still has a full head of hair. Don't get me started, Shaun. It's outrageous.
And like some of the MODOK like art, some of it is just it's very like, oh, here's Patton Oswalt's face on MODOK. Like some of it's like that.
Okay.
Other ones are horrifying.
Would you make him horrifying, or would you make him face?
I think it's somewhere in between that they'll end up. I would make him horrifying. I love horrifying MODOK.
I don't know if you could make a brain for a face like lovable. I think you gotta go horrifying. I think you can't do halfway. You just gotta do it.
I like that they're and that's why I kind of like that they're doing this character. That it's out there, you know. It's not just here's a man with the same powers as the hero.
I would like to see Ant-Man and the Wasp try to defeat Kang and MODOK. Because
they shouldn't, by all accounts.
Oh, I think they should be dead. Like, real dead.
Because Scott Lang in the Marvel movie, like, he has like an engineering degree, but he's fairly like average level intelligence, I would say. Maybe above
he's world's sexiest man now.
World's sexiest man, Paul Rudd, as we all know. But he's coming up against a supercomputer of a man who can also punch you with psychic energy. It's going to be a good fight.
And him v Kang is just going to be over in seconds. he'll be getting like a charming Paul Rudd one-liner, and then Kang will just be like, no.
Yeah, like, so what I'm thinking is, spoilers for Loki for the next minute, by the way, but you know that bit in Loki where they're trying to land a hit on Kang, and they just can't, because he's been through this so many times. I feel like the version of Kang in Quantumania is going to dodge the same amount, but every dodge there's going to be a punch coming in as well. Yeah, he's not bored. He's just super powerful and wants to kill you. But yeah, basically he's just like on the hunt at this point. Oh man, yeah. That's very interesting. Just that caught my eye because I didn't know anything about MODOK. So if that comes up, it's good to know a little bit more. So Shaun, we're going to finish off this week with pretty big news of an announcement of a sequel. And that is that Shang-Chi number 2 is officially happening over in Marvel, Shaun. Excellent. Same director, same actors, all coming back for the second round of Shang-Chi. Now, I feel like because the first one did so well, I think this was always going to happen. And even, say, I went back and rewatched it recently, and the main thing that stood out to me was it's just very, like, the fight scenes themselves, you can feel the impacts. And that's something that really stands out, even in comparison to, and I know it gets a lot of shit, Black Widow is a bit fine. Meh. Yeah, but, I know, and, like, I suppose that if you want to be, like, play defense, they are different fighting styles and things like that. That's fine. But on a movie watching level, is that I have put on Shang-Chi around, like, my family. And everyone has liked it. And, like, that, and for the, 25th Marvel film in a series, it's nice that someone can jump in at that point and get some of that world. Yeah, and I think what's interesting is, like, you have the 10 rings there. You have to delve way more into all of that. Like, his sister's the leader of the organisation,
as we speak.
Zhu Jialing, is that her name?
Xiaoling, yeah. And so what you have is you have her leading the opposition technically. I mean, the story writes itself for number 2 that they come into odds, that they're both trying to achieve the same goals, but he's like, this is not the way. She's like, this is the only way. You do it all yourself. Now, they could go a completely different way and involve another character, because here's the problem with number 2 for Shang-Chi is that he's so powerful now that you have to get a baddie who's the same level, because he's a complete badass, like, killer. No, every fight should be over in seconds.
See, because he has the 10 rings now, is his whole deal. But they are eternal. I think their eternal technology is what's hinted at in the post-credits scene. So I can see him, like, meeting up with, like, is it Fastus of the Eternals? The like, tech guy.
Oh,
yes.
Eternals. Yes.
And just being like, hey, what are these? And he could get, like, you know the way the 10 rings in comics are, they all have different things. Like, some of them are like gravity and light and dark matter. Like, they control different things. Imagine he, like, like the Omnitrix in Ben 10, like, unlocks the 10 rings for Shang-Chi.
Fucking hell.
And just make him a god-level character.
But then you bring back Kang and be like, okay, fight him. Let's see if you can beat him.
Because it's putting, like... And a lot of what I like about Shang-Chi is that he is a human at the end of the day.
He's always... I think the main issue with the sequel is that in the first one, he's always on the back foot. Yeah. And in the second one, he's starting from a point of he's basically unkillable. And so you gotta somehow get him on the back foot immediately in the second one and be like, I don't know what's going on. Why are all these people attacking me?
That's the thing. And, like, they could do... they could bring in Iron Fist. They could introduce Iron Fist in the MCU.
I feel like the balls they would have to do to bring in Danny Rand into this world and not mention it. Just bring him in and just be like, this is Iron Fist.
He's just here now.
He's just here. I want the two of them to fight, and, like, Shang-Chi is like Kang against Loki in terms of, like, he just doesn't even break a sweat. He just kicks the shit out of him.
Just destroys them. See, in the comics, they're on par.
They're even.
They're even. Like, it just depends, like, who has the magic at the time, basically.
You don't get that impression from watching both of their fights.
No. Shang-Chi is much, much, much better so far. There is a thing, and look, this would be ludicrous if they did it. There's a thing in Marvel Comics called Spider Island, where a load of people in New York get turned into spiders, but Peter loses a lot of his spider abilities, and because he was always just counting on, I can hit with the approximate force of a spider, so I don't really need to know how to fight well. But then Shang-Chi trains him in the way of the spider, they call it. And he just uses all of his spider senses in his fighting style and things like that. So, they're not going to do that for Shang-Chi too. But I would love him to be more set up as, here's a character you can go to if you need help with fighting. I would love to end up there.
Like, he could be seen as if you want to go DC about, like, Lady Shiva, or even the Batman, like, you go to get trained by them to fight somebody else.
Exactly.
And nobody fucks with him. Like, it's kind of like, you do not fuck with Shang-Chi. Like, he will absolutely just destroy you if you even challenge him. Yeah,
because, man. I don't, because it's kind of hard to know at the minute, because we're not really, like, Shang-Chi is the most recent Marvel movie. That's given us information about how the world is. But it'd be cool if there was some kind of, like, Avengers compound style thing, and he's just, like, leading training for people that never had to learn how to fight. You know, like Thor. Imagine Shang-Chi training Thor to do jiu-jitsu.
Just watching the scene of all the people training, and Thor be like, well, why are we here? And Spider-Man, as you said, being like, well, why am I here? Like, I don't need to be here.
Yeah, like, and even, like, oh shit, okay.
No, here's the thing, though. Go on.
No, you seem excited as well. So I have a theory, you have a theory. You go first.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like you have the scene, it might annoy people. Shang-Chi beats Thor in a hand-to-hand fight. First off in training.
I would love that.
And like people go, oh, that wouldn't happen with Thor. But like that scene alone would make Shang-Chi for the rest of the Marvel universe, like, even in training, oh, Thor wasn't trying. Doesn't fucking matter.
No, Shang-Chi went up against a fully powered Mandarin and won. Like, that's no small feat. Okay. I like to throw out a wild theory every so often.
Hit me.
The original comic books, the Avengers, was started by the Wasp.
Yes.
So, end of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Because Avengers are basically disbanded at this point. So
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, they're kind of, they've lost a lot of people.
Yeah. So I think Scott Lang dies taking out MODOK again, right? Kang is still on the loose.
Okay.
So Evangeline Lilly, the Wasp, goes around to all of the remaining superheroes and reforms the Avengers, doing kind of a new Avengers scenario, right? You have the new Avengers then, and they go about, they might defeat Kang in between this, that's fine. But then you have the TV series Secret Invasion, where all of the old Avengers show up again.
Oh, shit. RDJ's coming back.
Confirmed. Chris Evans, back.
Chris Evans back for Secret Invasion. Or you find out that all the new people were all Skrulls as, like, instead.
Yeah. Because, someone, like, with all these movies, someone currently in them has to be a Skrull. Like,
there's at least one Skrull that we're not aware of right now in all of these films.
Yeah, which is odd because a lot of these characters have had a lot of development and a lot of things happen to them.
That is the issue with the Skrull theory of bringing them in late, is that, well, what happens to the character development? You have to pick someone that hasn't developed very much.
That's the thing. But by the same token, like, you could pick, like, they're not going to do like Iron Man. That's not going to happen
because you have to make it be like they're a Skrull, but all their character development happened, and then they were kidnapped, and now they're a Skrull.
By the same token, Gamora got a lot of character development, then died, and now she's just back.
True, yeah, but we don't know how that's going to affect it though, because I think they just reset her back to episode like Guardians 1.
The start of Guardians 1, yeah. But I like they could have done Rhodey as a Skrull maybe like 5 years ago, but he's been through a lot, so probably should leave that there.
Like the Skrull's like, I can't believe I got fucking paralysed. What are the chances Rhodey's just walking around somewhere like, I'm loving life?
And then Terrence Howard just comes back in and it's like, guys, I've been gone for a decade.
The Skrull is...
Oh my god. Bring Terrence Howard back as a Skrull.
How did nobody notice? No, Terrence Howard is the actual Rhodey. And he's like, guys, how did he doesn't look anything like me. He's different man.
Come on, guys. What is
Tony
this?
Stark, how did you not notice? We were friends the whole time.
She's like, he was drunk. He was drunk the whole
time.
He
was drunk most of the time. He didn't know, man.
Seen Iron Man 2? Oh, no, sorry. You weren't. Oh,
yeah,
no.
You weren't there. You weren't there. Are you excited for Shang-Chi? Or do you feel like maybe... Actually, I was going to say something negative there, but I feel like it's a fairly slam dunk. We're excited for Shang-Chi.
I really like Shang-Chi. I want to see more of Shang-Chi, so give me another Shang-Chi movie right now.
Give me the best fighter just fucking people up. Yeah. Nobody comes out of him.
What's wrong with that? Less Trevor Slattery. If I can make one request, put less Trevor Slattery in
more
that film.
Trevor. Make Trevor Shang-Chi.
You know what? We're going to have to meet in the middle here and say the exact same amount of Trevor in every Shang-Chi movie from
every
here on
single
out.
one, which is almost too much, really.
If he was a Skrull, I wouldn't mind.
That's actually quite funny, but also makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all.
No.
A Skrull just being a football.
The problem with the Skrull reveal, and this isn't to do with anything to do with what we were talking about, it has to be someone we care about, but it can't be someone that it takes away from all the reasons why we care about them.
Yes. So
it has to be a level that we're like, oh shit, but also not high enough that it counteracts all the cool movies we've just seen them in. That's the reason we like them. Tom
Unless it's
Holland.
just everyone related to our superheroes, but that's not impressive.
No, like if you say Zendaya, like MJ is a Skrull, it's like, okay, well that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's awful. But then, like, if Secret Invasion, if like you're watching Secret Invasion, and like, oh, and Chris Evans is in this episode, you're like, yeah, clearly he's the Skrull.
Yeah, clearly. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Movie Mondays.
That's what are we look. We talked a couple of rumours, mainly about Barry Keoghan.
Yeah,
but
mainly
other than
Barry.
that was hard-hitting movie news, Connor. So well done.
So does that mean next week, Spider-Man No Way Home review?
Spider-Man No Way Home review. We've all established that I've already booked tickets.
You've booked tickets. You're on the 15th. I'm on the 18th. We're just
15th.
bang on time.
18th. We'll record on the 20th. It'll be grand.
Laughing.
And then should also have our. Are we doing our gift exchange on the
oh yes,
Spider-Man review?
Yes. Let's do the gift exchange on the Spider-Man review.
We'll stop the Spider-Man review midway through, and then do the gift exchange.
Yeah,
and then finish
that's good.
it off.
Yeah,
excellent. Everyone will love that. But would you like me to take us out, Connor?
Yes, please.
So thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Very special Spider-Man episode. Big thanks to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Shoutouts go to I Saw Waffles kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. Ho ho ho. Merry Wafflemas. Merry Wafflemas to you all.
Merry Wafflemas.
Merry Wafflemas and Werry Wafflemas. Sometimes I do that with words. Thanks also to Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the wife Hally, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Team Irish Walrus Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky, During the Chaos, Kids and Counsellors Run and Hide Wherever They Can, McGrew, Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I Can't Believe Wanda Did This, Sammy DeLucia, Michelle, Good Luck Julie in Your Volleyball Finals, Browne, and I am eternally grateful for this podcast. See what I did there, Luke Hoth. Did you see Luke Hoth? Did you see what I did there? But thanks everyone for continued support. Happy Christmas to all of you. Thank you so much for your listenership, your ear holes, all of the rest of it. If you do want to support the show, you can do the Patreon. There's also a Twitter. It's at Heroes for Hire Pod. But the 4, you're not going to believe it, guys. The 4 is a number 4.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
We good. We're also on Facebook as Detective Gentleman's Discussion Group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And there is also a Spreadshirt store link below where you can get t-shirts and mugs and hats and all that good stuff. But the best way to ever support the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
So I have been Connor Lawler.
I have been Shaun Mead.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.